The Zephyrian interrogation chamber hummed with bioluminescent panels, casting an eerie blue glow over the captured human. Staff Sergeant Maria Santos hung suspended in energy shackles, her uniform torn and bloodied from the battle that had claimed her entire squad. The 3-meter-tall insectoid aliens chittered among themselves, their compound eyes glittering with what could only be described as amusement. "Look at this pathetic creature," hissed Commander Zelthor, his mandibles clicking in the Zephyrian equivalent of laughter. "No natural armor, no venom sacs, no electromagnetic pulse organs. How did such a weak species ever think they could challenge the hegemony?" Sub-Commander Krixtal joined the mockery, poking at Santos with a biometallic probe. "Their bones break so easily. Watch this." He applied pressure to her arm, expecting to hear the satisfying snap of fragile human calcium deposits. Santos grimaced but remained silent, her dark eyes never leaving her captors. The probe bent before her bone did. "Curious," Krixtal muttered, examining his damaged instrument. "Perhaps this one is defective." "No," Zelthor replied, accessing his tactical database through neural implants. "I've studied their anatomy. They're simply persistent. Like a virus that refuses to die even when the host is clearly doomed." Santos finally spoke, her voice hoarse but steady. "You know what your problem is?" The aliens exchanged glances, surprised by her composure. Most species begged or wept at this stage of interrogation. "Please, enlighten us, meat creature," Zelthor sneered. "You think strength is about armor and venom and fancy organs." Santos tested her restraint subtly, feeling for weaknesses. "You've never had to survive on a world that's actively trying to kill you every single day." Krixtal's antenna twitched with amusement. "Your Earth? That garden world? We've seen the scans: abundant water, perfect atmospheric composition, comfortable gravity. You lived in paradise." Santos actually smiled at that, an expression that made the aliens suddenly uncomfortable for reasons they couldn't articulate. "Paradise? Our garden world has been hit by asteroids that wiped out 90% of all life. 5 times. We've survived ice ages, supervolcanic eruptions, plagues, and solar flares. Every apex predator on our planet evolved specifically to hunt and kill us." She continued, her voice growing stronger. "We didn't develop natural weapons because we had to make them. We didn't evolve armor because we had to learn to dodge, to run, to outlast. Everything that wanted us dead. You want to know what makes humans dangerous? We're the species that looked at the food chain and said no thanks before climbing to the top anyway." Zelthor's bioluminescent patches flickered with irritation. "Primitive tool users. We have technology that can crack planets. And yet here you are, needing to interrogate one human soldier to figure out how we've been winning battles against ships that outgun us 1,000 to 1. Santos shifted her weight, testing the energy field's response patterns. "You know what else makes us dangerous?" The energy shackles suddenly flickered. Santos had been gradually building up static electricity by rubbing her synthetic uniform fabric against the restraint field, using the same principle that had helped her ancestors start fires in caves. "We're really, really good at making friends." The chamber's lights cut out as the ship's security system detected an unauthorized energy discharge. In the darkness, Santos heard the distinctive whine of human plasma weapons powering up in the corridor outside. "Echo Team, this is Reaper 6, came a familiar voice through the chamber's communication system. Lieutenant Hayes, her spotter, somehow alive and apparently leading a rescue operation. Package located. Initiating extraction." The door exploded inward, revealing 5 humans in powered armor, their weapons already tracking toward the aliens. The Zephyrians, evolved for their bioilluminated homeworld, were effectively blind in the darkness that barely hindered human vision. As her squad freed her from the restraints, Santos looked at the cowering aliens. Zelthor's compound eyes reflected fear now instead of amusement. "Here's another human trait your databases probably missed," she said, accepting a spare weapon from Hayes. "We never abandon our own. And we have a really long memory for those who hurt our friends. The last thing Commander Zelthor heard before the plasma rounds found their mark was the sound he'd mistaken for weakness earlier, human laughter. But now he understood the difference between laughing at someone and laughing with someone. The humans were laughing together.